13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I can't explain to you how excited I've been about this game since first hearing about its development from one of my favorite studios, Vanillaware. And it was a delight getting on Twitter and seeing what Atlas had to say about the latest updates and the general excitement from other people about 13 Sentinels. You know, when sifting through the endless sea of port begging. Seriously, I couldn't check any post and gauge people's opinions without seeing
Put Persona 5 on Switch.
The other reason for trying to keep myself updated on this game was, well, trying to figure out just what the hell this game was. Despite being so thrilled about it coming out, the format of 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim can be a little confusing. On one hand, you have a visual novel style type of gameplay which helps further the story and further expand the personality and complexity of each character you play as. Then on the other hand, there is the board-based real-time battle mode, where your characters command different types of robots, or Sentinels as they're called, in an effort to thwart the incoming invasion. These two modes really do balance perfectly, and you never feel too overwhelmed with each side. The game can take place anywhere from 1985 all the way to the 2060s, depending on which character you're using and if they enter events that would send them further into the future or even to the past. You control 13 different characters, all with a variety of characteristics. To further the story, the character you're controlling can interact with other characters, where they'll learn keywords. These are specific words that pertain to people or subjects that the character cares about. The character can reflect upon these keywords or use them to further the story by using them with another character. Thankfully, only some of your keywords can be used and the ones that matter will be highlighted, which is good because I don't want to inquire about old building with everyone. Progressing the story with your characters will eventually lead them into piloting one of the Sentinels, and from there the fighting gameplay takes place. I described it as a real-time strategy, but it's also kind of turn-based as everything stops moving whenever someone has their turn ready. But keeping an eye on everything that moves around the area while waiting for one of your character's next turn can be a little tricky. Also, everyone is naked. Why are they naked? There are 4 generations of Sentinel, and each one has different characteristics. For example, the earlier units are a bit more close range and deal a lot more damage, so it's good to put them against heavy hitters. The latter generation Sentinels were built to deal with multiple targets and even serve as anti-air, so they have to be used a bit more strategically. Getting these mix of Sentinels and a variety of enemies make for some fun, albeit stressful, gameplay.
By now.
From what I've played so far, a good word to sum this game up is confusing. But it's a good type of confusing. Getting a grasp on the story is pretty hard, and that's fine because it's supposed to be that way. Each character you play as can have you jumping all over the place with events that are foreign to you, being discussed between characters so casually. It's disorienting, but you know the more that you play, the more you'll understand. And thankfully, after all is said and done, the game has a way of allowing you to review all the events as they transpired chronologically.
A contract with a cat? Are you gonna turn me into a magical girl or something? Well, I am curious to see what this is all really about. And more importantly, who's behind it.
One of their other games, Odin Sphere, tried this format too, but with it not being able to be viewed one event after the other, at least not with one character, it became a little hard to remember each little detail. Just know that no matter what's happening, it's all coming down to getting into those giant weaponized Sentinels. Oh yeah. This is my fetish. Heading back to the battle system, I feel that while deeply engaging and challenging, it can come off as a little overwhelming. At least initially. Enemies are represented by these little dots or symbols. At the beginning I didn't really like this because they do have models that display when you hover over them. So why not just use these models in place of the dots? Well, with the sheer amount of enemies you could face, it could become a little problematic. I almost feel like this is a rectification of a past issue that came from their previous game, Grim Grimoire. In that game, there were a ton of beautiful crafted sprites, but the sheer amount of them made it a little too busy. With this alternative, it feels a little better. Aegis Rim's combination of story and gameplay gives me everything I was hoping for, but I could understand if this wasn't someone's cup of tea. Storytelling is a major part of this game, and with this game hitting around 30 hours, it's a lot of story to take in. The prologue in itself is about 3 hours, and personally I love that, as it really gives you time to see each character get fleshed out and for you to get invested in them. And this should go without saying, but the visuals are absolutely stunning. Nothing you should be surprised about when it comes to Vanillaware. Each character is wonderfully animated, and really everything in the world seems to be moving and full of life. Whether you enjoy English dubbing or the original Japanese with English subtitles, the choice is yours. Personally, reading up on how the English voice acting process went with the team was rather impressive. With social distancing being the norm, a lot of the VAs had to record from home. And from what I've heard, they've done a fantastic job of it.
They just get reinforcements? We've got 2 more threats incoming.
Fine by me. I was just thinking I was running out of asses to kick.
13 Sentinels Aegis Rim may not be for everyone, but I think Masahiro Sakurai's take on the game says it the best. There never was, and there probably never will be, a game similar to 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Everyone should play it. Whether you choose to get in the giant robot is up to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. Please understand that this is meant to be a first impression and general summary of the game, and not an overall take. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing. In the meantime, stay safe, keep it practical, and have a great day.